You are listening and watching to a very special podcast. Hello, everyone. This is Catherine Donovan, and I have another of Underneath the Veil. Yeah, I thought maybe this would be the last one. Okay, not really last. I have only about two, but I wanted to add something extra to this. Well, a lot more. I got a lot more to explain. Alright, I'm going to tell you about three different characters and the inspiration of their powers. Maybe I mentioned this before, but I just want to say it again because I just wanted to say where I got the source from and how I managed to combine that. Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with Barrera's powers. Alright, where did I get the idea of giving her telekinesis and telepathy and telepathy, sorry. Clairvoyance, accelerating healing, and absorbing powers through skin contact. Okay, the telekinesis actually came from Jean Grey from X-Men. I don't know why. I actually thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, that pretty redhead's really got a really cool power. You people must be thinking I must have gotten it from Carrie White because she's also telekinetic. Well, I not really from Carrie, more like from Jean Grey. Or should I say Marvel Girl or Phoenix? Whatever you want to call her. But yeah. The telekinesis comes from or psychokinesis, whatever you guys want to call it, came from Jean Grey. The telepathy came from Professor Xavier, who was also from X-Men. And yeah, I thought telepathy would be really cool for Barrera so she can read people's minds, figuring out what they're hiding, just uncover a little bit without, yeah. Like, for her telekinesis, I wanted Barrera to have something more of a rage, but also with a supernatural force. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I just don't want people to think she's a goddess. She's not really a goddess when she's mad, but she's more like a warrior, but also with some supernatural powers to her. Yeah. The clairvoyance. I never heard of this ability before, and where I got clairvoyance is from Alice Cullen of Twilight. I was a Twihard back then, and from 2009 to 2011. Was it? Nah, sorry. Oof. So anyways, moving on. I thought the ability clairvoyance would be pretty cool for Barrera. I mean, she can see things when they happen, but she doesn't have to like draw it out. Sometimes she needs to concentrate and be like, okay, what's happening? What's happening? And when she sees things in her mind, she clutches her head and she's like, all right, this is happening, and this is happening. So she lets people know. People are always like, can she really know that's gonna happen? And sometimes she's like, I know this is gonna happen. Oh, I know we're gonna die, but that's not gonna happen. She knows what's gonna happen, and sometimes she changes some of the future, like make it different. Like, well, she's not really a future changer now. I wish. If she could absorb the power, then she could. Okay. An accelerating healing for Barrera. That inspiration came from Claire Bennett from Heroes. You guys remember her, right? Yeah. Played by Hayden Panettiere. I thought that power was the most grossest power ever, but at the same time, it was actually kind of cool. The reason why it was pretty gross is because she's got like broken fingers, and they're all bloodied, or like that one first episode. No, I don't watch the series, but I saw some clips on YouTube, and I saw that like she had to test out her powers, and she had someone videotape her, but then like she was bleeding from her cheerleader shirt, so she lifted up, and there was like a broken rib just sticking out, and it was all bloody, and she had to push it back in, and it goes back in, and then the wound is already healed. Now that part was so gross to watch. It was, wow, it just made me shudder. I'm like, whoa. Just, mm. But it was kind of cool. But she has to go through of being cut open, or sometimes she's stabbed, but she's like, you know, she's not really dead. She can't really die. Lucky her. She can't die from any wounds. Damn, that girl is awesome. I would love to have her power any day, even if it's gross. Okay. Absorb powers through skin contact. That idea came from Rogue. I don't know if you guys know this, but Rogue is like one of my favorite X-Men characters. I would say Jean Grey would be, but Rogue, she's like the most passionate young woman I've ever seen. Very much of the Southern Belle, but her power is like the most passionate thing that makes the X-Men series so interesting to watch because of her. And she's like afraid of her power, even though things aren't so easy for her, but it gets better. So I wanted Barrere, but I didn't want her to have that difficulty like Rogue did. So I had to change a little bit to that. So yeah. Alright, let's move on to Chloe's power. Excuse me. I gotta say, Chloe has to be like one of my best, and the inspiration for her power came from Raven from the Teen Titans. You know, when the TV series of the Teen Titans came out in 2003, I didn't see like the original comics or the original series, but just the 2003 one. Funny story, I was actually kind of scared of her because I thought she looked pretty scary with those dark powers of hers. And yeah, I was pretty much right because she did look pretty creepy. But turns out she wasn't that bad. She was actually pretty nice and really interesting to watch, and her past is really dark. I love her dark powers, even though she's got like other different powers, but I wanted to use her dark powers, and I hope she doesn't mind. I give her credit for inspiring Chloe. Yeah. And now moving on to Maggie Wolf's powers. Her blood manipulation, the power to manipulate blood, her own blood or anybody else's. Well, not really. That idea came from Dead Man Wonderland. Oh man. The interesting power of making your own blood into weapons, using it as shields, using it to fight, using it for whatever reason. It was just so cool to just watch that, even if it's pretty gruesome that you have to bleed and bleed. Yeah, it's not really cool. But it's pretty awesome to see what you can do with your own blood. So I wanted Maggie to have a power like that. But here's the twist to it. I actually thought I love the symbiotic Venom and Carnage. Carnage would have to be my biggest one. Venom, not really. Well, he's part of the inspiration for Maggie. I actually love for Maggie to just have blood and also use her blood as just like an outfit, like costume changer. And also to just change clothes without going into a changing room and changing your clothes in there. Instantly, with a snap of her fingers, her blood power can cover her and then make some sort of nice outfit for her. I want something like that. But in order for her to have more blood, she's gotta like kill more manifestation. And yeah, that's pretty gruesome to say, but yeah, really crazy stuff. So I wanted to tell you guys that. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up and I'll see you next time. In the next Under the Veil. You know, the behind the scenes. So I just wanted to tell you guys more about that. We'll continue more on the way. I'm KatDon. I'll see you next time.